Do you want to know how much time you really have left? Once you pass 70, every single year feels more precious. Every birthday becomes a reminder that time is moving forward. And the truth is, your body's already giving you signals about how long you may live. Some people in their 70s still feel strong, sharp, and full of life. They wake up with energy, move with confidence, and enjoy every day like it's a gift. While others start to slow down, dealing with health problems, fatigue, and a sense that their best years are behind them. The difference? It's often found in a few key signs. Subtle but powerful indicators that can give you a glimpse into your future. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 signs that can reveal how long you may live after 70. These are not guesses or myths. They are based on real patterns that researchers and doctors have observed in people who live long, healthy lives. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own body and lifestyle, and more importantly, what you can do to maximize your chances of living longer and staying healthier. Stay tuned until the end because you might be overlooking small things that could have a huge impact on your future. And once you recognize these signs, you'll have a clear idea of where you stand and what changes you might need to make to add years to your life. Now let's get started. Sign 1, your walking speed. One of the strongest indicators of how long you might live after 70 isn't hidden in your DNA, your medical records, or even your diet. It's something far simpler, your walking speed. Studies have shown that people who maintain a steady, brisk walking pace in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer than those who slow down significantly. That's because walking speed is directly linked to overall health, muscle strength, cardiovascular function, and even brain health. Think about 2 people, Joe and Frank, both 75 years old. Joe walks every morning, keeps a steady pace, and doesn't struggle when crossing the street or climbing stairs. His movements are fluid, balanced, and confident. He walks with purpose, and when he reaches the park bench where his friends gather, he's barely out of breath. Frank, on the other hand, used to be active, but has slowed down significantly over the last few years. He struggles to keep up with others, takes frequent breaks, and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. So what used to be an easy stroll around the block now feels like a marathon. He often declines invitations to walk with friends because he's embarrassed by how much he's slowed down. What Frank doesn't realize is that his declining speed isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign that his health may be deteriorating faster than he thinks. A slow, unsteady walk isn't just about aging. It can signal underlying issues like muscle weakness, poor circulation, cardiovascular decline, or even early neurological changes. Your legs are your foundation, and when they start to weaken, so does your overall resilience. Research has shown that walking speed can predict not just physical health, but also cognitive function and independence in later years. The good news, walking speed is something you can improve. The more you walk, the stronger you stay. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. Start making small efforts to build strength. Simple changes like taking more walks, using light weights, doing leg exercises like squats or calf raises, or even walking with a friend who keeps a good pace can help you maintain and even improve your speed. So pay attention to your pace. It might just be the simplest way to check in on your longevity. Ask yourself, can you keep up with people your age? Do you feel confident walking across a busy street before the light changes? Because in the end, how fast you move through life literally can tell you a lot about how long you'll keep moving at all. Sign 2, your grip strength. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake might be revealing more about your future than you think. Research has found that grip strength is one of the clearest indicators of overall vitality in older adults. A firm, steady grip suggests strong muscles, good circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. It reflects the health of your entire musculoskeletal system, not just your hands. On the other hand, a weak or declining grip can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, frailty, and even a higher risk of health complications down the road. Take Robert and Walter, both 78 years old. Robert always prided himself on his firm handshake. He stayed active throughout his life, did light weightlifting at the community center, and never had trouble opening jars or carrying groceries. When his grandchildren visit, he can still pick them up for a hug. His independence is something he treasures. And his grip strength is part of what makes that possible. Then there's Walter. He started noticing that simple tasks like twisting the cap off a bottle, holding on to a heavy bag, or even gripping the steering wheel felt harder than they used to. He dismissed it as just aging, something everyone goes through. What Walter doesn't realize is that his declining grip strength is signaling something more serious. It's a sign of muscle loss throughout his body, which could make him more prone to falls, injuries, slower recovery from illness, and even shorter life expectancy. Studies have shown that weak grip strength is associated with higher rates of heart disease, respiratory issues, and overall mortality. Your hands are a reflection of your overall muscle health. If your grip is weakening, chances are so is the rest of your body. And the more strength you lose, the harder it becomes to stay independent, active, and resilient. The good news, you can rebuild it. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, carrying light weights during walks, or even kneading bread dough can help maintain your grip and keep your muscles strong. Resistance training, even with light weights or resistance bands, can make a significant difference. So take a moment and test your grip. If shaking hands feels weaker than it used to, or if everyday tasks are getting harder, don't ignore it. Because how well you hold on to things today might just tell you how well you'll hold on to life in the years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Sign 3. Your ability to stand on one leg balance isn't something most people think about until they start losing it. But your ability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds is one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live. Researchers have found that people who struggle with balance are more likely to experience falls, injuries, hospitalizations, and even cognitive decline. On the other hand, those who can maintain their balance well into their 70s and beyond tend to live longer, healthier, and more independent lives. Think about 2 women, Carol and Nancy, both in their early 70s. Well, Carol has always been active. She walks daily, does yoga twice a week, and can easily lift one foot off the ground for several seconds without wobbling. When she gets dressed in the morning, she can put on her pants standing up without holding on to anything. She moves through her day with confidence, never worried about losing her footing. Nancy, however, hasn't paid much attention to her balance over the years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts tipping over, needing to grab onto something to steady herself. She started avoiding certain activities because she's afraid of falling. Getting in and out of the bathtub has become a source of anxiety. What Nancy doesn't realize is that this loss of balance isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign that her coordination, muscle strength, inner ear function, and even brain function may be declining. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury and loss of independence in older adults. Good balance relies on strong legs, a sharp nervous system, healthy vision, and a well-functioning brain. If you notice yourself stumbling more often, feeling unsteady when turning quickly, or needing to hold on to walls or furniture for support, it's time to take action. The best part, balance can be improved at any age. Simple exercises like standing on one foot for a few seconds each day while brushing your teeth, walking heel to toe in a straight line, practicing light Tai Chi, or doing seated leg lifts can help you rebuild stability. Even standing up from a chair without using your hands is a great balance exercise. Try this test right now. Stand up and lift one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without struggling? If not, don't panic, but don't ignore it either, because the more you work on your balance today, the stronger and steadier you'll be for the years ahead. Sign 4, your sleeping patterns. How well you sleep at night says a lot about how long you might live. Sleep is not just about rest. It's when your body repairs itself, strengthens the immune system, consolidates memories, and clears toxins from the brain. Studies have shown that people over 70 who maintain consistent, high-quality sleep tend to live longer and healthier lives, while those who struggle with poor sleep have a higher risk of memory decline, heart disease, diabetes, weakened immunity, and depression. Think about 2 men, Henry and Bill, both in their mid-70s. Henry has a steady bedtime routine. He sleeps around 7 hours each night, falls asleep within 20 minutes of lying down, and wakes up feeling refreshed and ready for the day. He rarely needs to nap, and his energy levels stay consistent from morning to evening. Bill, on the other hand, has restless nights. He tosses and turns, wakes up multiple times to use the bathroom, and sometimes lies awake for hours struggling to fall back asleep. In the morning, he feels like he barely slept at all. He relies on caffeine to get through the day and often dozes off in his chair by mid-afternoon. What Bill doesn't realize is that his poor sleep isn't just making him tired. Over time, his body is paying a heavy price. His mind is becoming less sharp, experiencing more brain fog and forgetfulness. His blood pressure is creeping up. His immune system is weakened. And his risk of serious health conditions is increasing with every sleepless night. If you wake up often during the night, have difficulty staying asleep, snore heavily, or find yourself feeling exhausted even after hours in bed, don't brush it off. Your body is telling you something important. The good news, sleep quality can be improved. Simple changes like reducing screen time an hour before bed, sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, getting natural sunlight in the morning, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, avoiding heavy meals and alcohol at night, and limiting caffeine after noon can make a huge difference. So tonight, pay attention to how you sleep. If you wake up tired, struggle to stay asleep, or feel like your sleep has changed in recent years, it's time to make adjustments. Because how well you rest today might just determine how strong and healthy you stay in the years ahead. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Sign 5. Your appetite and eating habits. The way you eat after 70 is one of the strongest indicators of how long you might live. A healthy appetite and a well-balanced diet keep your body strong, your immune system resilient, your bones dense, and your energy levels high. On the other hand, a sudden loss of appetite or poor eating habits can signal underlying health issues and even accelerate aging. Consider 2 women, Margaret and Susan, both 74 years old. Margaret enjoys her meals. She eats a variety of fresh whole foods, including colorful vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. She maintains a steady weight and looks forward to preparing her own meals. Eating is a pleasure for her, not a chore. She feels energized throughout the day and rarely gets sick. Susan, however, has noticed that she just isn't as hungry as she used to be. She skips breakfast most days, relies on processed foods that are quick and easy, and has unintentionally lost weight over the past year. Cooking feels like too much effort, so she often just has tea and toast. She tells herself it's fine because she's not that active anyway. What Susan doesn't realize is that her declining appetite isn't just a small change in preference. It's a red flag that her body may not be absorbing nutrients properly, which could weaken her muscles, slow down her metabolism, compromise her immune system, and affect her bone density. Malnutrition in older adults is more common than people think, and it's often hidden. A decreased appetite in older adults is often linked to underlying health concerns, including digestive issues, hormonal changes, medication side effects, depression, or even early signs of cognitive decline. And when you're not eating enough protein and nutrients, your body starts breaking down muscle, leading to weakness, frailty, and an increased risk of falls and illness. The good news, you can take action. If you've noticed changes in your eating habits, whether it's feeling full too quickly, a lack of interest in food, or unexpected weight loss, it's important to address it. Eating well after 70 isn't just about staying full. It's about giving your body the nutrients it needs to function properly. Focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods. Stay hydrated. Make meals more enjoyable by eating with others when possible. And don't ignore a shrinking appetite because it could be your body's way of telling you that something needs attention. So ask yourself, are you still enjoying your meals? Are you getting enough protein, fiber, and healthy fats to keep your body strong? Or have you noticed a decline in your appetite and energy levels? The way you eat today has a direct impact on how strong and independent you'll be in the years ahead. Sign 6. Your ability to handle stress. How you handle stress after 70 can tell you a lot about how long you'll live. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood. It weakens your immune system, raises your risk of heart disease and stroke, disrupts your sleep, and even accelerates aging at the cellular level. On the other hand, people who know how to manage stress effectively tend to stay healthier, more active, and mentally sharp well into their later years. Take John and Richard, both 76 years old. John faces challenges just like anyone else. Unexpected expenses, health scares, family issues, the loss of old friends. But he has learned to handle them with a calm, steady approach. He practices deep breathing when he feels overwhelmed, stays socially engaged with his community, focuses on what he can control, and doesn't dwell on problems longer than necessary. When something goes wrong, he acknowledges it, looks for solutions, and moves forward. Richard, however, holds on to stress like a heavy weight he can't put down. He constantly worries about things outside of his control, the news, the economy, what might happen next. He feels overwhelmed by small frustrations and often finds himself stuck in negative thought patterns, replaying conversations and imagining worst-case scenarios. He has trouble letting things go. What Richard doesn't realize is that this constant stress is wearing on his body in ways he can't see. His blood pressure is rising, his sleep is suffering, his immune system is weakened, his energy levels are dropping. And long-term stress triggers chronic inflammation in the body, one which has been linked to nearly every major age-related disease, from Alzheimer's to heart disease to cancer. If you're often feeling tense, irritable, anxious, or emotionally drained, don't ignore it. Your body is sending you a message. The good news, stress management is a skill you can develop. Finding ways to manage stress, whether through mindfulness, meditation, regular exercise, deep breathing, spending time in nature, connecting with loved ones, or even laughter, can add years to your life. Even small daily practices make a difference. Ask yourself, when challenges arise, do you adapt and move forward? Or do you hold on to worry and let stress take control? Your ability to stay calm, find solutions, and focus on what you can control isn't just good for your mind. It's a key factor in how long and how well you live. Hanoi, if you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Sign 7. Your social connections. The strength of your relationships can be one of the clearest indicators of how long you might live after 70. Studies have consistently shown that people with strong social ties, whether through friendships, family, or community involvement, tend to live longer, healthier lives. In fact, loneliness and social isolation have been compared to smoking 15 cigarettes a day in terms of their impact on mortality. Loneliness has been linked to higher risks of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, weakened immunity, and even early mortality. Human beings are wired for connection, and when that need isn't met, our health suffers. Think about 2 women, Eleanor and Barbara, both 78 years old. Eleanor has an active social life. She stays in touch with old friends through regular phone calls, participates in a local book club, volunteers at her church, and enjoys spending time with her grandchildren. She looks forward to her weekly conversations, laughs often, and feels a deep sense of connection to the people around her. When she has a problem, she has people she can call. Barbara, however, spends most of her time alone. She has lost touch with many of her friends over the years, as some moved away and others passed on. Though she has family, she rarely reaches out because she doesn't want to be a burden. Days go by without meaningful conversation. As the months pass, she starts feeling increasingly isolated. Her mood declines, her motivation fades, and her overall health begins to suffer in ways she doesn't even notice at first. What Barbara doesn't realize is that her isolation isn't just making her lonely, it's actively harming her health. Without regular social interaction, her brain isn't being stimulated the way it needs to be. Her stress levels are higher because she has no one to share her worries with, and her body is missing the protective benefits that come from feeling connected and valued. Human connection is more than just emotional support. It plays a direct role in physical health. When you interact with others, your brain stays active, your stress levels drop, and your body releases chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin that promote overall well-being and even help regulate blood pressure. The good news, it's never too late to build connections. If you found yourself withdrawing from social activities, avoiding phone calls, or spending more time alone than you used to, it's time to change that. Staying connected doesn't mean you have to be surrounded by people all the time. Even small efforts make a difference. Reaching out to an old friend, joining a group with shared interests, making it a habit to have meaningful conversations, or simply chatting with a neighbor. Because the relationships you nurture today don't just bring happiness. They help ensure that you stay healthier and live longer in the years to come. So ask yourself, how connected do you feel? And do you have people in your life who care about you, who you can turn to, who make you laugh? If not, consider this your sign to reach out. Now that you know these 7 signs, take a moment to reflect on where you stand. Are you moving through life with strength and confidence? Or have you noticed subtle changes that might be warning signs? Can you walk briskly, grip firmly, balance easily? Are you sleeping well, eating well, managing stress? Do you have people in your life who matter to you? The good news is that most of these factors, your walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, eating habits, stress levels, and social connections are things you can improve. Your future isn't set in stone, and the choices you make today can have a powerful impact on how many years you have ahead of you and how well you live those years. If you've recognized areas where you need to improve, don't wait for a doctor to tell you it's time to make a change. Don't wait until something goes wrong. Start now. Take more walks, strengthen your muscles, prioritize good sleep, eat nourishing foods, stay socially connected, find ways to manage stress. Every small step counts. The goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Because at the end of the day, longevity isn't just about the number of years you have left, but the quality of life you experience in those years. It's about being able to play with your grandchildren, travel to places you've always wanted to see, enjoy meals with people you love, and wake up each day feeling like you still have something to look forward to. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Which of these 7 signs surprised you the most? Which one are you going to work on first? Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement to keep creating content that helps you live your best life. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with someone you care about. Maybe a friend, a parent, a sibling who could benefit from these insights. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. We have more content coming that will help you live longer, healthier, and happier. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.